Subscribe to Diazonic Labs and click on bell icon to get latest updates.
Peace be on you all. Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel. This is Mohammed Amir from Diazonic Labs. In this particular video, we'll be learning about multiplication table. Yes, you heard it right. We are gonna discuss about multiplication table. Back in the day when we were in school, we had this problem of memorizing these tables. Our teacher used to tell us to at least memorize the tables from say 1 to 20, and we had a great difficult time dealing with this particular thing, right? So now what we will do is, with the help of a little bit of coding, we will learn how we can write our own Python program for one specific multiplication table. All right, so let's get started. The first thing what I will do is I will open my Python IDLE. Let me go to start menu and then let me type IDLE here. We need a number of things here to understand how we can write a particular multiplication table. The first very important thing what we have to understand is the usage of loops. Okay, in general terms, what are loops? Loops can be defined as something which is used for repetition. Okay, so now in any programming language, we basically have two types of loops. One is called as entry control loop and one more is exit control loop, right? So in entry control loop, we have got for loop and while loop, and in exit control loop, we have got do while loop. We mostly don't deal with exit control loop except when there is a bare necessity. We mostly use entry control loops. We either go for loop or while loop. Okay, and today we'll be starting with for loop, and we will learn how we can use for loop to write a multiplication table. Okay, so let me go to file here and let me go to new file. Okay, and then what I'll do is I will, okay, let me just put this at the side. Okay, now what I'll do is I will write here quickly a print statement, print of, say, let me write diazonic space labs. And then after that, when I click on run module, okay, I have to save it. Let me save it in my desktop and this Python tutorial folder. Let me write here P2. Okay, let me write P2 and then I will write here multiplication. Okay, I will write here multiplication table. Okay, now I've saved this, and when I run this, I get Diazonic Labs to be printed on my output screen, right? So I'm getting this particular thing. Now, what can I do further? So what I'll do is I will write a for loop first. I will write say for, okay, I will take one variable. Let me take a variable by the name of I. We use it by default regularly. Okay, that's the standard. For I in, I will write one more function called as range. Now this range function will tell me for how many times one particular thing you want to run. Okay, I can give this range in many different ways. Here I can write say the starting thing. Here if you just open the bracket here, it says, see, first what you can do is you can give the range at which it should stop. That means you can tell for how many times this has to be in a loop, or else you can write three different things. You can write the starting thing, the stopping thing, and also the step size. These are the two different ways how you can use a for loop. I will use the first one. Say I want my print statement, my diazonic labs, to be printed say 5 times. I will write here 5. I will close this, and then after that I have to put a colon. Now please remember, in Python language there is no concept of semicolon, but then we have to specify colon sometimes. Like we use it in for loop, we use it in while loop, we use it in if statement, we use it in functions, we use it in a lot of places where in the next line we want some indentation. Now this particular colon is used to indicate one block. Okay, so it is used to indicate that whatever we are writing next, it should belong to this for loop. Okay, so immediately see, when I go next to this colon and press enter, I get one indentation. Now this indentation is used to represent the block. Okay, so you want to write something in for loop, you give it by putting one indentation. Now in Python, indentation is, it can be written in two formats. Either you can use one single tab space. Now by default, one single tab space in my particular ideally is 4 tabs. You can make it as 8 tabs, or any multiplication table or any multiple of 4 can be used. Okay, so you can use 4, 8, 12, 16, whatever it is, or else you can give 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can give a tab, or else you can use 4 spaces. All right, or else you can use even 8 spaces. Basically, tab reduces your work. Okay, now what I'll do is I will copy this whole print statement, control X I will do, and I will paste it here inside indentation. Please remember, indentation is very important in Python language. Okay, I will save this, control S, and I will press F5, and then my shell, it will be printed. See here, it is printing now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it is being printed. All right, whatever it has to be printed, it is being printing 5 times for me. Okay, this is how I use my for loop, okay, to print diazonic labs. Now imagine that I don't want to print diazonic labs, I want to print numbers. Okay, I want to print numbers. So here, instead of writing diazonic labs, what will happen if I write I? What is I? I is the same variable which we had taken in our for loop. Okay, so let me save it and then run here. Okay, now check what happens here. So it is, we are saying that the range is 5. Okay, and if you see here completely, it is being repeated 5 times, but then we are not able to see the number 5. Why does that thing happen? Okay, you have to understand here one very important thing in Python. The range function, what it takes is, if you don't define the starting size, then it considers your starting size to be 0. Okay, and then the stop size, it will not consider 5, it will consider 5 minus 1, that is 4. So the starting size is 0 and the ending size is 5 minus 1, that is 4. And then you can also give the step size. By default, the step size is 1, so it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it will not print 5. All right, this particular thing is as same as writing. Let me just copy this and then write here once again one more loop. I will write here from 0 comma 5 comma 1, both will print me the same values. Okay, let me just save it, and then I will show you one more instance here. If you want me to print all of this in one single line, there is one option here, or there is one argument. So if you remember, print is a function, and inside this we can write argument. Let me write argument here as end. End is equal to, let me write, by default end will be slash n. Slash n is the backslash character. Here I will just write space, okay, with a single colon, sorry, with a single quote. I will write space as my ending signature. So I will write here end is equal to single quote space. Okay, so let me just save it and run. Let us check what do we get. Okay, so here we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next thing also we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, because we didn't give the next line. So the whole point here which I wanted to tell you is that both of this line represent the same thing. Okay, and end is used for separating whatever we have to separate. Okay, so the separation by default is slash n. Now we are more interested in dealing with our multiplication table. Okay, so I will for now take this particular thing out. Okay, now what I'll do is I will focus on getting the multiplication table. Now for example, if I want the multiplication table of one particular value, I know that I have to multiply that value. Say 2 ones are 2, that means 2 multiplied with 1 will give you 2, and then 2 multiplied with 2, that means the left hand side constant 2 will always be the same, right? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, so the left hand side 2's will be constant, and then what will change is this, the second column, 1 2 3 4 till 10. Correct. So how do you write that? So here in range, what we will do is we will follow the second approach, wherein we will start the value from 1, that means 2 ones are, okay, and then we have to end at 10. We can't write 10 here. If you write 10, what will happen? It will print only till 9. So I don't want 10, I will write here 11, and then I want for every loop, I want it to be printed for every loop in the step size of 1. Correct. So 1 will come first, then it will come 2 3 4 5. Correct. So this is what I want. I will remove this end for now. I don't need this. Okay. And then what I'll do is here I will write multiply. Okay. So I have to multiply this. This I is my 1, 2, 3, this particular column. And here I have to multiply it with say 2. 2 multiplied by 1, 2 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 3, till 2 multiplied by 10. Okay, so let me just save this and run and check whether I'm getting the output or not. See here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. This one is the perfect definition of multiplication table of 2, correct? So now how do I put it neatly? Okay, what I'll do is instead of writing 2, I will write here say number. Okay, I will write num, and in the beginning I will write here num is equal to, okay, I will take the input. Okay, and then here I will ask the user to write the input. Let me write here multiplication, okay, table of. Okay, this is what I will write, multiplication table of, and then I will give space, and then let me close it. But please remember that here we have to write int because you have to do data conversion. You have to convert the data type from in a string to integer because input accepts the string values. Okay, let me save it and then let me run this F5, and then it is asking me what value do I need. I will write here say 2, press enter, and then I get the output, correct? And I can do this generally for anything. Okay, so this is the basic idea of how you can print the multiplication table. But then now I will make it even more easy for you to understand. Okay, so let me print that 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to so and so. So here what I'll write is, first thing, I want it to uh, print number. So number, I will write here num, then I will write comma, and then after that I want it to print the multiplication symbol. Either you can write star, or else if you feel like writing x, you can write x. It doesn't matter what you write. Okay, let me write x because this is a string which I'm writing here. And then afterwards I will write here I. Okay, what is I? You know it very well. I am separating all of this with commas, right? I'm doing string concatenation by the usage of comma operator. Okay, and afterwards I have to write here in another code. Let me write here say is equal to, and then finish this, and then I will give one more comma, and then I will finish this off. Okay, this is how I write the multiplication table. Let me save it, and then let me press F5. It is asking me for one particular table. Let me write here say 3, and then press enter. So you get the output here: 3 ones are 3 twos are 3 threes are 3 tens are how much? 10. 3 tens are 30. Okay, this is the basic multiplication table which we have learned right now. Okay, now what if you want to, write the table of each and every number? Like imagine it should ask the user for the input and it should be running in the forever loop. So how you can write that particular multiplication table and how you can break out of the loop, that particular exercise we'll be seeing in the upcoming tutorial, in the upcoming video.
Please do like this video and share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tutorials.